from Folsom Prison.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
I hear the train a-coming, it's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps rolling on down San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die.
Northern State Penitentiary.
Yeah, they say it's haunted.
Haunted?
I heard that's why they closed it down in the early 70s.
Oh, you believe that?
So what are we doing here?
Two kids out here playing around. Ground opens up on them.
A sinkhole?
And lands them right into what we think is an old escape tunnel.
Boys find a bag of bones?
And a prison-issue uniform.
Prison break? That's hot.
Any idea who the digger is?
Well, we got his ID patch.
Oh, prison number 50126.
Boss is on the phone with Department of Corrections. We got a match.
Wonder how he died.
Tunnel collapsed. Suffocated trying to escape. What's up, boss?
Scotty, Will.
So,
Well, meet Hank Dempsey, inmate at Northern State starting in June 1965.
So he's been here a while.
Now, here's the weird part. Corrections has him down as a murder victim in 1968.
There's a box on this job?
But Hank was supposedly murdered inside the prison walls, and his body was cremated.
so this guy died twice?
Told you this place is haunted.
The ME says Hank didn't suffocate in the tunnel. Skeleton shows blunt force to the head.
We find a murder weapon?
No, but CSU's doing a what's what on the tunnel. What's the box look like?
A snow job.
Hank Dempsey, 24, was recovering from an illness in the infirmary. That we know.
And then it gets screwy. See, supposedly Hank was found murdered in the hallway outside the infirmary. Says correctional officer Mike Jaden discovered the body.
But homicide wasn't notified until 48 hours after the murder.
48 hours. Plenty of time to get your story straight.
And doctor up death records. The Hank's remains were sent to county morgue and mistakenly cremated.
So a cover-up. But why?
We're hoping Bryce Wilbur can tell us. He was warden at the time.
I did a search. Wilbur's now running the show up at Tipley Correctional.
What about family? Hank have any?
No, but from the interviews, we got a cellmate, James Hill.
He's also up at Tipley.
You two head up there. I'll put Vera and Jeffries on this guard, Mike Jaden.
Yeah, good.
This Northern State housed some bad boys in this day. What was Hank's story?
The guy was doing 20 years. Stealing a pair of shoes?
Pull! Shoot! Come on, Mike. Your name's on the report. Says you're the officer that found the body.
Now you know we found the body.
Look, we thought Hank had escaped.
Okay, but a man escapes. What happened to the chasing after him part?
We did look for him. 6 hours.
6 hours, that's it?
That's when the warden called off the search. Wanted us hush-hush. Story was to be Hank was murdered.
And you went along with that, no questions asked.
Shoot, boy, I was dancing a jig. It was my fault he got loose.
So how's that go down?
Well, this was the evening that Johnny Cash was on the radio playing live at Folsom Prison. So most of the inmates and COs had gathered in the mess hall.
And?
Well, I had to haul an unruly inmate back to his cell. On return trip, I took up post in the infirmary.
But Hank was still on the ward then.
Some other sickies. Figured I could take the night off because all of them were flat on their back.
So instead of watching Hank, what? You took a cat nap?
Yeah, something like that.
But that train keeps
Claudia.
rolling.
What you doing there?
Quiet. Keep your voice down.
Our, boys all right over there?
Everything is fine.
Good. Because I got an ache over here like you wouldn't believe.
You're gonna wake everyone up.
Then you'll just have to find a way to keep me quiet, won't you?
I hang my head and cry.
Now, after a few minutes, I come out of the nurse's station, and that bed was empty.
You never saw him after that?
It's like Hank had disappeared. All right, now, I helped you. Is this thing gonna come back and bite me in the ass, or what?
Can you tell us anything else?
Well, how about this? Since there was never a body was never sent to the morgue.
Go on.
Well, I was there when the warden signed papers saying there was.
In 1968, I had two problems.
One, I was very young.
And two, the prison was very old. The governor wasn't sure either of us were up for the job. Hank escaped one more time, and he was closing the place down.
One more time?
He'd done it twice before. In 65 and again in late 1967.
But you recaptured him.
First 8, then another 10 years were added to his sentence.
20 years for taking shoes, that's pretty stiff.
He got 2 for stealing, 18 for running. In any event, once he disappeared from the infirmary, I had to look at the bigger picture.
So you initiated a phony murder investigation to cover up what you thought was a successful escape.
Correct.
Problem is, Warden, that make-believe murder turned out to be a real one.
Are you suggesting I had something to do with Hank's death?
Did you?
Inmate gets killed during an escape, not something I'd need to cover up. In fact, the first time Hank ran, we should have killed him.
On a Monday, I was arrested. On a Tuesday, they locked me in jail. On a Wednesday, my trial was attested. On a Thursday, they said guilty, and the judge's gavel fell. I got stripes around my shoulders. I got chains around my feet. I got stripes.
Let's bring him down.
I got chains around my feet. I got stripes.
I've been trying to play the hand I was dealt, Warden. I truly have.
Next shot won't be a warning, Hank.
How's it feel way up there on that wall, huh, Hank boy?
Got my striped britches.
Lonely!
Screw your head on, son. You've only been here a few months. It gets easier. In 2 years, you'll walk out of here. Why jeopardize that?
2 years! Might as well be a life sentence.
It's gonna be longer. You don't climb down from there.
I just stripes around my shoulder.
I gotta get back.
Shoot him. Jaden, you sorry son of a bitch. Get the dogs out.
On a Tuesday, they caught me with fire on a Wednesday.
As much as I wanted to help that boy, had I been doing the shooting that night, I wouldn't have missed.
Hank wanted to get back. To where?
Not my concern. Hunting him down is what I cared about. And he got less than a mile.
Okay.
Every blue moon, some fella gets it in his head to tunnel out. But I never made Hank for a digger. How'd he do it?
Still trying to figure that out.
You do, be obliged you let me know.
You and Hank sharing a cell 3 years. You and him must have been close.
So, brothers?
So did Hank talk much about how he was gonna escape?
No.
Nothing, ever.
Man betters his chances if he keeps such plans to himself.
Okay, but why escape at all with such a light sentence?
That Hank had a mind of his own.
It says here you served 6 years at Northern State, then transferred here when it closed.
Uh-huh.
So that means for 39 years, Bryce Wilbur's the only warden you've ever known.
Okay.
What's your opinion of him? Tough, fair, doesn't play around. How about a former guard at Northern State, Mike Jaden?
Pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
That's what we used to call him. And not just inmates, guards too.
Hank, finish up.
Well, he's not very handsome to look at. Oh, he's shaggy and he eats like a hog.
Beat it.
And he's always killing my chickens. That dirty old egg sucking.
Did you do it? I think the boys will appreciate this.
Yeah, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna unbuckle now. There. Look at my face. Now say the magic words.
I don't wanna.
Come on, you have to, otherwise I'll no good. Say it. Say I'm pretty. Come on now, say it. Say it.
You're pretty.
Oh, yeah, that's mighty good. Now, do the next bit. I'm pretty like what, huh? Say it, I'm pretty like what?
Like a girl.
Shh. What? The Sam hell's going on in there? What are you muds laughing about? So bitch. You boys are goners.
Well, damn. That'd be a reason to go after Hank.
Yeah, and after Hank disappeared for good, pretty girl would walk on the cell block, cocky for all to see.
Boasting he'd done the deed.
Not directly, but guys did start calling him Officer Jaden again.
Your bar, huh, Mike?
Bought and paid for.
Nice joint.
It's a living. I'd offer you a drink, but I used up all my hospitality on the other two.
Use up all your lies, too?
How'd I lie?
Well, didn't tell us about this itching you had for Hank.
How he made you jackass #1, punked by all the inmates.
Yeah.
Hey, that happened to me. I'd start drinking for a living, too.
Yeah, but say I'm a pretty girl who had a score to settle, I might just man up and see to that first.
I didn't kill Hank Dempsey, but I did want to settle a score.
So what'd you do?
Planted 2 boxes of Duffy's hay in Hank's cell.
Duffy's hay?
Smokes.
How would having the smokes hurt Hank?
Triple murderer named Johnny Harkin controlled the action. Guy was a half-tweaked hate machine.
You plant Johnny Smokes on Hank, then tell Johnny who's got him?
Thinking Johnny would kill Hank.
Yeah, not him, one of his crew.
So you think he pulled it off?
Hey, now that you tell me Hank was murdered, seems possible.
Any idea on where Johnny is today?
Yeah. Dead.
Dead.
Dead. Prison grapevine says he was killed in a knife fight in Detroit. Can't say I'm really sorry about it either.
Only way into that tunnel was through an old air vent in the library.
Yeah, but Hank was in the infirmary.
The library and infirmary share a wall.
Did he go through the ceiling tiles?
Mm-hmm. So Hank crawls 20 feet through the vent, hits a dead end.
What's he do?
Digs through 3 feet of dirt, which then drops him into, and this is the beauty part, an existing tunnel from a 1945 12-man escape.
Cool.
And that tunnel goes under Fairmont Avenue, comes out a manhole cover over on 22nd Street.
Blocked from the prison.
So these guys in 45 get away?
No, entire Dirty Dozen were captured within an hour.
The question is, how did Hank know where that old tunnel was?
Another question, what's in Bucks County? The second time Hank ran, he was recaptured outside the city. Bear's over there now getting their police report.
Did Guard Jaden point to this Johnny Harkin?
The problem with him is our doer. He was released 2 weeks before Hank was killed.
When Johnny's on the outside, maybe his long arm still got things done.
Yeah, who was his #1 henchman?
His old cellmate, Wendell Foyt.
You know what became of Wendell?
Al's Auto, Germantown.
You heard about Detroit, huh?
A knife fight that killed Johnny?
Yeah, tough luck. Man, Johnny ran the mailroom.
So running the contraband made you two king of the hill.
The mailroom gave us power. Dropping guys made us king. Hey, shake. Still strong, right?
Yeah.
Working on these the past 30 years kept me that way.
So, Wendell, when Hank stole those smokes from you, you do something with those strong hands of yours?
Won't deny I told Johnny we should get Hank alone and cut him up.
What'd Johnny say?
No. We do it in the mess hall for all to see.
Early one morning while making the rounds.
Hi, Hank.
I've been waiting for you fellas.
You were waiting for us.
Smokes are still in their cartons, except for the 1 and 2 I gave my pal James here. I was set up.
Shush. Now, in 30 seconds, your insides will be spilling on the floor. Any last wishes?
Tell me about Willie Harkin. Who?
My daddy.
Oh, sorry. I got the name wrong. I meant your grandpa's.
Gramps and my dad were both named Willie. Now, what in the hell do you know about them?
They both did time in this prison. Both did murders. One of them, I think, your grandpa lived in my cell.
What are you talking about?
Names etched on the wall. If you want to see it, I'll show you.
Come by yourself later. Grab those smokes?
No problem.
Hey, on your mother. You didn't steal from us, right?
Good pack of smokes to me. My wife made me quit.
Oh, pretty cool customer, that Hank.
My hat was off to him.
What about this wife? Our records don't show Hank had anyone.
I don't know about a wife, but he would talk about a sweetheart from Bucks County. Barbie something.
Old Hank got himself in all this trouble because Bobby wanted a pair of shoes.
They weren't shoes. They were boots. Knockoffs. Like Nancy Sinatra's made-for-walking boots. He knew I loved them.
So Hank went out and got them for you.
Women and shoes.
Anyway, that was a long time ago.
Our records show when Hank escaped that second time, December '67, he was caught in Bucks County at your aunt's house.
I was staying there. He came straight to me the second he escaped.
Kind of short-sighted, wasn't it?
Hank was compulsive.
Just couldn't stay away.
Now this one's over the moon.
Anyway, in the end, I found the right person for me. Lyle and I have been married for 25 years.
Like this Hank was some sort of Steve McQueen. Tell him about that night at your aunt's house. It's okay.
Hank, what are you doing here?
I always told you, when I got out, I'd come straight to my wife.
Baby, there's no time. You need to run.
Close your eyes.
Hank!
Bobby, please. You weren't listening. Bobby Jean Banks. Will you be my wife?
Hank, you can't come all this way just to let them catch you again.
It was worth it.
Hold it right there, Hank.
It's twice now you run on me, Hank. Laundry check had my name on it, Warden. Evening. Oh, casserole, how nice. Do you mind?
I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns.
It's only so-so, Hank. You do just as good back at the house. I'll come back to you. Promise. No, Hank. You won't. Save the rest for when you get back to your cell, okay? I didn't get your answer. Wave bye-bye, miss. You're never gonna see Hank again.
Come on. The ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire.
Lucky for me, that warden meant what he said.
He always makes it so easy for me.
We'll leave you to your gardening.
Detective Rush, I knew when I opened that package he couldn't have paid for those boots, but I wanted them so much. I always regretted that.
It wouldn't have mattered. Hank would never let you give those boots back.
How do you know?
Because I knew someone just like him. Once. I think the warden's got skeletons in his closet, James.
Yeah, we also think he's a lot more than tough and fair, like you told me.
Okay.
We checked his personnel file. 27 reports of misconduct.
Maybe you said what you said because you've been under his watch for 40 years. So what if we got you transferred out of here?
Houtsdale, Chester, whatever you want, James.
Today.
Today.
I was in the cell when they brought Hank back from his latest place that night.
What kind of shape was he in?
He was holding up. He showed me the fork wounds on his hand. Nasty.
Anything else happened that night?
Yeah. The warden happened.
You're making me look bad, Hank. And I had enough trouble with the rats and water in this place. Yes?
You saw her, Warden. You can't help it. I got the fever.
Little gal's got you going the wrong way, Hank. You already had 8 years put on, now it'll be 10 more. Does that make sense? Give me your hand. Now, I want you to tell every last soul in this ever-loving prison that you'll never get on me again. Otherwise,
You and me gonna have a little game of Little Piggy.
Hank, go on, say it.
I'd be lying. This one went to the market. Come on, Hank. It's gonna hurt more than that. No? Okay. This Little Piggy stayed home.
Damn it, boy, let him hear!
After the flies, they took him out. Later, I heard talk about him getting whaled on with a Louisville slugger.
Okay, James. You're coming with us. We'll just stay in Hotel Homicide till we get that transfer worked out.
Lil, I called the state police about the warden.
Well, James says he's been terrorizing inmates for years.
He put a hurting on Hank back in '68.
Hank never would cry uncle. Gotta admire that. The guy had heart.
You're supposed to be on the side of the law, Lil.
I can't be on the side of this warden.
So, how do you figure him as the doer?
Well, Hank died from blunt force trauma. This baseball bat could be the murder weapon.
Maybe why he was in the infirmary, not pneumonia.
A month later, say he died from the injuries. The warden dumps the body in a tunnel no one knows about.
And what about this nurse who was treating him?
Well, Scotty's paying her a house call.
Miss Velez, I don't mean to be too personal.
It's okay. Yeah, I'd pass the time with Jaden there for a while.
AKA pretty girl.
AKA the big dud. But he was harmless.
So, the night Hank was brought into the infirmary, was there a head wound?
Not that I recall. Body bruises like he took a beating.
Plus the hand was mangled.
Real bad. 2 fingers broke.
Now, during the month Hank was with you, the ward never pay a visit?
I think the warden did enough, don't you?
Anyone come to see Hank?
Only his friend Johnny, and he came to help.
So, Hank and Johnny became friends.
Real good ones.
Claudia.
Johnny, who are you getting out?
Tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll find your house. We can have a date.
Hey, Johnny.
Cool it. Yeah. Right. I'm sorry. That was stupid. Call that number like I told you?
Falcon will take care of us.
Good. Now, do your part. You got to the Man in Black comes to pull your strength together.
Johnny, good again.
Hey, Johnny. You're true blue. Remember, that's what sets you apart from the rest of your family.
Me and the boss, we're waiting for you on the other side.
In the sky, Lord.
So Johnny was helping Hank escape.
And I never reported it. Because I always felt Hank got a bum deal.
Now, what about the boss? Any idea who that was?
No. But if he was as handsome as Hank and Johnny, I'd like to meet him.
Johnny Harkin was paroled 2 weeks before the Johnny Cash broadcast.
And left with the intention of helping Hank bust loose.
Turns out Johnny's granddad, Willie Harkin, was one of the 12 that built the tunnel in 45.
So stories about the tunnel are passed down over the years, and Johnny tells his pal Hank where to find it.
So Johnny knows about the old tunnel. Why doesn't he ever try and escape?
Well, he was serving 5 out in 3. Why risk doing time you don't have to?
Right? Don't be like Hank.
Rush.
Hey, Franny.
Valens. Get to my bones yet?
For all I know, your dead guy could have played Rachmaninoff. No sign of breaks or fractures on the fingers.
But Hank's fingers were broken with pliers.
Wouldn't you be able to see that?
Yes, and I'm telling you, those fingers were good as new. Valens, you a little stumped?
No, I got it. Those ain't Hank's hands.
So those aren't Hank's bones at all.
Taking a load off, you don't mind?
It's your house.
You like it?
You do a lot with a little.
Now, you say it was someone else wearing Hank's prison uniform in that tunnel?
Well, we're checking dental records, but that's what we're thinking.
And we know Johnny and someone called the boss. We're helping Hank escape.
Okay.
Well, you told us Johnny died, so he ain't the skeleton.
Right.
Leaving the boss, but we don't know who that is.
Well, as far as the boss goes,
Johnny wasn't one to take orders.
So there's no one he ever mentioned by that name?
oh, I didn't say that.
So one day, I'm out on the stoop, and I catch Bobby coming my way. She's walking real fast. Not in a hurry, you know, but with purpose.
What did you say to her?
Nothing comes out.
Oh, man.
I know. She just walks on by, never looks over. This keeps happening 3 days in a row. Finally, on day 4, when I'm about ready to call it quits, Bobby slows up, looks over, and sticks her tongue out at me.
Oh, Mother Mary. Just real cute like.
Like it didn't even happen.
So then what?
I said, I'm Hank. Bobby says, about time you showed some manners. So, get off your rear end and walk me home.
She was bossing you like that? Oh, my. Don't you just love it?
That day on, nothing would keep me from being with that girl with the long blonde hair.
What else, Hank? What's that bossy lady of yours like? Bet she can fill a pair of blue jeans, huh?
Man. Sandman's coming to get me, Johnny. More in the morning.
Johnny always called her the boss after that.
Johnny gives her that name. How's that go over with Hank?
Well, Hank was patient with him. He knew Johnny didn't have much. Story hour helped him get by.
So Bobby's the boss.
Hill said the same.
Bobby's also the Falcon. DMV shows a Ford Falcon 62 Sport was registered in her name.
So she and Johnny were going to get Hank out of that tunnel together.
Falcon was a getaway car.
The thing is, we know Bobby's still alive, so those bones aren't the boss's.
And we know they're not Hank's.
Which leaves Johnny, but he supposedly died in Detroit.
But maybe not. There's no death certificate for a Johnny Harkin in Detroit.
So maybe that knife fight rumor was a sham.
Maybe he died in that tunnel instead.
So the bones in the tunnel are Johnny. Where's Hank?
Where's Lyle, Bobby?
Well, he went fishing. I'm getting ready to join him.
He seems like a nice guy. Grounded.
He's a good man. He's smart, too.
Romance?
You make do.
I know about making do. I lost my #1 smile way back.
I'm sorry.
We were gonna move upstate, live on a farm.
Yeah?
Not that I've ever been upstate. I just like the sound of it. Had this image in my mind. He's out in the field, and I'm in the kitchen with my little girl, telling her about the day her daddy sold his motorcycle to buy her wedding bands.
He sounds special.
Been settling for less ever since.
That's a hard way to live.
No, I'm fine. Just don't look me in the eye and tell me you're making do.
Pardon?
You're not sitting around pining for Hank. Because you're with Hank, aren't you?
You can't arrest me. My husband told me the statute of limitations are up.
Is that why you're the one following behind? Safe for you, but not Hank?
You want to sit down?
So I went fishing, huh? Want to tell me where?
Just a place, somewhere nice.
Somewhere that doesn't extradite?
He thinks of everything.
Guess Johnny was just a loose end, huh?
No. Hank thought of Johnny as a friend. True blue.
Then how come Johnny ends up dead?
You wouldn't understand.
Make me.
I love how this man sings. Stands up there like a wall of granite, but can still speak his heart, son.
Yeah, the concert's almost over. When's he gonna get here?
You don't like Johnny Cash?
The mantle cover's halfway across the road. What if we don't hear Hank's signal?
He'll be pounding so hard, have to keep him from waking the neighbors. Bobby, these last 2 weeks.
Cops.
No, it's not. Bobby. Easy. Easy. Your hair. That was stupid. I didn't mean it.
No, I swear, Johnny. You've become my second favorite man in the whole world.
Better go see what's keeping him.
The plan was to wait until he knocks.
No, this is better.
Johnny? It's me. You were gonna wait above ground. Where's Bobby?
In the Falcon.
Let's go. I should tell you about her. Bobby, okay? Something wrong?
Yeah, there is. She's perfect.
Johnny, you seem off.
Baby, look out!
Why are you doing this? You got what I want!
Johnny, don't hurt him. No matter what you do, I'll never be yours.
Guess maybe I already knew that.
This ain't a wrestling match!
Better pick that up, Hank boy. We're even, Steven.
Johnny, you don't have to beat this.
I'm a Harkin. That's my blood.
Put on his clothes. You're gonna make it this time.
Beside a singing mountain stream, where the willow grew, where the silver leaf of maple sparkled in the morning dew, I braided twigs of willow, made a string of buckeye beads. But flesh and blood needs flesh and blood, and you're the one I need. Flesh and blood needs flesh and blood, and you're the one I need. I leaned against the bark of birch, and I breathed the honeydew. I saw a northbound flock of geese against a sky of baby blue. Beside the lily pads, I carved a whistle from a reed. Mother Nature's quite a lady, but you're the one I need. Flesh and blood needs flesh and blood, and you're the one I need. A cardinal sang just for me, and I thanked him for the song. Then the sun went slowly down the west, and I had to move along. These were some of the things on which my mind and spirit feed. But flesh and blood needs flesh and blood, and you're the one I need. Flesh and blood needs flesh and blood, and you're the one I need. Love is all that will remain and grow from all these seed. Mother Nature's quite a lady, but you're the one I need. Flesh and blood needs flesh and blood, and you're the one I need.